All right, and thank you very much for purchasing AHIT, Ability in Habit Improving Technology. So here are the designs. I'm just going to give a quick overview before we get into the actual process of first of all, using knowledge to understand what's happening in your life, and then we'll go through the seven modules. But here they are right here. I'm just going to go over them quickly. So here are the seven modules, which are knowledge, so we'll understand what's happening in the time and space of life on a very scientific level. We apply scientific principles of physics, psychology, biology, and social economics to analyze what you believe and what you think and do very scientifically. So there's not ambiguity, and it's also very simple, incredibly simple, as you'll see. So when we're done with knowledge, then we're going to get over to awareness, where we're going to memorize you're going to identify your habits of thought that you think during your life. And of course, these habits of thought will have the consequences of whether or not you're enjoying health and happiness in that particular area of your life or whether you're not. And then once we acquire that habit of thought and that belief about that one single area of your life, then we'll compare it to a high performance example, which we do not have that video yet, but it's coming. But you'll be able to very simply imagine what it would look like if you were performing in that area of your life with the highest level of ability that's possible and easy to do. And when you do that, and you've gotten done with analyzing your thoughts and your behaviors on a very scientific, simple level, all of a sudden you'll be able to imagine yourself literally changing what you think and believe about yourself and the world that you live in and how you fit into it. And then finally, to make the change, the bottom three modules, I'm not talking about explore, dream, choose yet, but fourth thing is then you'll schedule your practice, and you'll want to practice sessions at least 2, preferably 3 a day. And those are where you're sitting there cycling positive affirmations and visualizing your life being the way you want it to be, and as well as enjoying doing the new things that you currently don't do, and connecting that positive emotion of enjoying what you're not enjoying now to the task that you currently do not do because you most likely do not enjoy doing them. And so with that conditioning, that practice that you do is what brings about the change, right? As soon as you get an idea on a very simplistic scientific level of what you're thinking and believing, and if there's by chance any significant pain there or discomfort, that will start the process of having you change what you believe. But the practice is what's going to create the change, definitely create the change as long as you keep practicing. The big thing about this technology is to know that whatever you practice is what you'll become, or you'll create whatever you practice. And so it's the daily practice that makes the difference. And you'll want to monitor how the practice goes, because you want to get good at practicing. The better you can practice, the more effective you'll be at at creating the change that you want, and also increasing your ability to think effectively, to analyze the time and space of life in your life and someone else's life. And with this simplistic interpretation, as you'll see, you'll be able to become more intelligent and have a more expansive and deep understanding of life for you and any other person, because you're analyzing thought inside of biology, inside of social economic habitats. So that's what's coming with the monitoring. And then, of course, perpetual practice, we're going to want to schedule, get your smartphone and remind yourself to do mantras throughout the day whenever possible. And the more you can do the mantras, and of course you want to do them effectively, which is a very simple process, that further accelerates the change. If you just practice alone 3 times a day or 2 times a day minimum, morning and night, after lunch is a good time to do also. But that practice alone will cause you to change your habits of thought. And if you change what you think, you'll change what you do. And if you do different things during your life will change. So the mantras throughout the day further accelerate creating the change that you desire. And then journal and reminder. You want to develop the habit of, well, one of the first things you're going to program and practice is the fact that you're aware and observing your thoughts inside your head, and you're seeing the cause and effect relationship with the outside world. And that's a very central point of being a human being, when you can identify your thoughts and your feelings and behavior, and you connect it to your past, which your past experiences have caused your thoughts and behavior to happen as they do today, right? When you're able to make that cause and effect connection and see it, it empowers you to develop that awareness and then choose to release from the negative like a hot potato. It's like all of a sudden you're moving along in your life and you find yourself thinking an old thought that's negative, that's causing you to not enjoy what you want in your life. And you'll develop the habit of dropping the thought as if it's a hot potato and you don't want to touch it anymore. And then, of course, you engage the opposite thought that will enable you to change what you want in your life. So you journal that because you're going to be practicing being aware. And then, of course, the reminder would be your smartphone or device, whatever you have. We will be having smart glasses that will be able to remind you through periods of time throughout the day that you want to wear these smart glasses. And so it reminds you to do more mantras, develop the habit of deepening your breath and having a clear mind of self-talk, and also a clear mind on what you want. So you're happy in the moment as well as what you're creating. And that clarity of mind is what will cause you to create a high quality of life very fast. As soon as you're able to condition your mind to stop mindlessly meandering about talking about life, which so many of us do, almost all of us do, I think. When you're able to condition your mind to reduce that, the more you can reduce it, the more your life will improve. And then, of course, that's the 6 modules. Now, the 7th module of Explore, Dream, and Choose is as you begin to experience the change that's possible for you as you're evaluating your life on a very scientific and simplistic level, all of a sudden, what's a good thing to do is to look out into the world and think, what can I do now that you have begun the process of liberating yourself from limiting beliefs, the limiting beliefs that are limiting you from being aware and choosing to do different things that will cause you to change your life, lose weight, improve your relationships, improve your finances. And so when you see that's possible and you look out and all of a sudden you might choose to plan and dream of creating something that you might not had you not been aware of this information. So the Explore, Dream, and Choose is a wonderful process to engage regularly, whether you do it monthly or quarterly or every day. If you're in a very excited mode where you're all of a sudden your belief of what is possible for you has expanded significantly, it might be good to do it more often than monthly or quarterly. So those are the 7 modules. All right. I didn't show you any of the slides. I tend to expand and go on more when I do the slides, and that's coming up next. But I wanted you to get a quick overview and the 3 guiding principles. When you want to realize that you can fulfill your potential to a higher level, when you begin to play life and live your life as if you're an athlete in a game with a coach that is coaching you up to do your best all the time, to get more results as a team member, right? And that's what a coach does. Well, that's what a HIT is it's a coach as well as a teacher, and then a practice arena, a mental gymnasium, if you will, to use your imagination to aspire to dream your life, imagine your life being the way you want it to be, to condition yourself to become that person. So you realize that the desire to change is the starting point, right? And then that desire you strengthen by deciding to go after what you desire instead of in the past just wanting it and choosing not to do it because you didn't realize it was possible. And then as you change the decision with more practice into a commitment, that's when you really get the power of expectation. And expectation is a very, very powerful state of consciousness. If you're expecting something to happen in your life and it's possible for you, Maybe you weren't expecting it because you didn't think about it. And all of a sudden, because of your practice that you've been doing for days or weeks or months, all of a sudden you create an expectation of doing something that you previously haven't done. That is a very, very powerful conscious state to have to enable you to change your life. So that's what happens to desire, turns into decision and belief, and then commitment and expectation. Best effort. You want to develop the habit of giving your best effort. Very important to give your best effort. So many people, so much of humanity has been conditioned to live with mediocrity, to accept mediocrity in your life because it's polite. You don't want to outshine people sometimes, or make a commotion. You just want to fit in, right? Which is natural. And in a way it's good, but in a way it's not. If you're fitting in with somebody in a regular circumstance and they're underperforming and so you're underperforming, that's when you do not want to fit in. That's when you want to raise your standard of what's possible for you and live your life expecting yourself to do the very, very best that you can. And so with that best effort, then you want to add the habit and really condition yourself to care. You really want to care about your life and what you want in your life. And you can imagine, of course, that somebody that is careless and doesn't care, whatever they don't care about, most likely that area of their life is going to be ignored and neglected, right? If you don't care, you're not going to pay attention to it because it doesn't matter, right? But if you've conditioned your mind to care about your life, to really care, like very much, like you believe that your life is precious. And so it demands your full attention and your best effort. That's the core guiding principles that you want to condition into. And as you begin to do your practice sessions, that will be one of the first things that you program in to desire what you want in your life, condition yourself to be the best effort, and then care. And then, of course, you'll also be identifying more aspects of imagining yourself enjoying what you want, and then, of course, enjoying the new habits that you're going to take on and going through the process of deciding and committing. So these are the 7 elements and the 3 guiding principles, which now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into them in more detail. And actually, we're going to take a little bit of the knowledge and awareness and get into the high performance in the next video. So I hope you find this information useful and exciting to think of understanding your life on a very scientific way that's simple, very, very simple. And then realize that you're going to be able to change things in your life that are possible for you to change, and you just have not attempted to change them yet because you didn't realize it was possible. So hope this information excites you, and I'll see you on the next video.